go.
The first thing that came up during media availability that week was a back and forth on social media. It seemed as if I had entered into the league's most talked about rivalry overnight. I don't want to make this a bigger deal than it already was. At the end of the day, the only thing that mattered was my team coming out with a win on Sunday.
One message you'll probably and let you know the stuff on Twitter wasn't just for you. You're ready to be embarrassed.
Today, from Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, it's Week 11 of the NFL on EA Sports.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Mass. Today we've got an interesting Week 11 matchup on tap between the Miami Dolphins and the New England Patriots. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
The Patriots take over 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Weeks, and his first pass is incomplete. And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. Throwing again, Weeks to Michelle on the screen. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
They'll run for the first time with Sony Michel. And they regroup defensively after the broken tackle, getting to him just beyond the 45.
47-yard line.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. From the gun, Weeks. And the catch is made over the middle by Whalen. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. Here's Ronald Jones, first carry for the USC man. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Michel. And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
1-yard gain.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
They they've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Is good. Makes the score Patriots 3.
They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was open for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
The Dolphins take over.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. And out will come the leader of this offense, and that, of course, is their signal caller. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Looking to throw. Madden steps away. And all this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards.
Oftentimes now offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
Now a throw complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Auden Tate, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Dolphins have taken the lead. And a nice job by him to catch the slant and then navigate and break free.
And receivers love slant routes because it gets the ball in their hands so quickly and oftentimes on the move. And when they're on the move like that, then they get to use their best asset, which is usually their speed.
And their speed sometimes, like this instance, can take them into the end zone. He's got it. They'll see that opening drive field goal and raise it a touchdown, and that makes it 7-3. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Taking it about the 1. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
So back onto the field come the Pats for their 2nd drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Will Fuller was the intended target. And it's 3rd down. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. And that is incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
Formation for the Patriots.
And the punter Bailey on now as he sends this one away. A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And the Dolphins' drive will start deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. So Miami coming out for their second drive. And for them a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Throwing to start the drive. Madden. Caught on the right side by Jones. And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. 23 yards on the play.
It's a gain of 23 yards.
Well, Charles, it's always contentious division rivalry. I'd say even a little spicier than we're used to. The well-documented war of words on social media between two of the top players on these teams. That has really added a layer of intrigue.
Well, we've never turned down a little extra zest to a game, have we? But you're absolutely right. The social media beef between these two stars, in a lot of ways, ridiculous, maybe even a little bit childish as most people would look at it. But it's also made this game one of the most talked about regular season matchups that you and I can remember. So I don't know that we're complaining. I know we also can't wait to see how it plays out on the field. And that's the thing to remember here. The one with the bragging rights will not be who gets the most likes or dislikes or whatever you want to put on social media, because I'm not as versed on it as I should be. But it really comes down to who wins the game today.
On 1st down, Madden. And Jones has it over the middle. Down the numbers. There he goes. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown.
Madden's pass.
Julio Jones. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins strike quickly here for 6 points. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts. All right, because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. From the 6. And able to get this out to the 25.
Patriots take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. They trail now 14-3, an 11-point deficit as they start things out with a 1st and 10. They begin with Michelle on the ground, and not a lot of daylight, not really any daylight inside, as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up 2nd down.
No gain on the play.
Those are the plays this defense needs with the deficit they're facing.
It certainly is, and they've got to continue to swarm the football and hope that someone, while they're holding up the ball carrier, can get in there and rake it and lock it free. They need to get some takeaways as well.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun. Weeks. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
The quarterback sacked.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
So danger averted for the moment, but now here's a 3rd and long.
I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play.
From the gun, Weeks. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down. Not much going on this drive. Looks like they're going to have to punt it away, CD.
And right now, I know a lot of their fans are screaming for the OC to change things up, get away from what he's been calling. Sometimes you just need better execution of the plays that have been called.
Gets by him, and now a little daylight. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. That punt returned 69 yards. And the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage.
When you've got a guy that fast back there to receive punts, that's a nightmare for the guy game planning, the special teams coach. But it's also a nightmare for the punter. Sometimes they get so nervous that they hit the ball and kick it right to him.
Extra point attempt to come here. And it's 21-3.
The kick is good.
Well, it's no secret. That's why they have him return punts. He has the capability to take them back, and he did so there. So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
25-yard line.
New England trying to get a place on offense. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. From the shotgun to give to Jones. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half-yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
3rd and 2.
A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And Jones is not going to have the first down as they stop him short. The defense stiffens to force 4th down following that first down gain of 8.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
The Patriots send out their punter as he's on here to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. This is taken at about the 14. A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards. And it'll be Dolphin football. And now let's discuss Julio Jones. He's up over 100 yards, has the touchdown. He's a big-time receiver in this league, so the question becomes, how do you limit him going forward?
Well, you know the guys trying to cover him, they haven't had a whole lot of success thus far, and while they will still accept the challenge, maybe you have to change your focus. You have to get after the quarterback a little bit, disrupt his timing, because right now it feels like pitch and catch. Make sure he's not able to have clear sight lines to him, and maybe that'll slow him down.
And this is not the guy you want to let play pitch and catch. On 1st and 10, Madden. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the first half. It's a 1st down. So as this offense gets settled in, a game like this, how important do you think it will be for both of these teams to maintain their composure?
Well, I think that the good news is that this is a physical, emotional game. And look, if they can find a way to harness that intense energy, it could end up being beneficial for both teams. But what both of them have to realize, and especially this quarterback, the objective is still just to win the game. It's not to outshine the other guy or go at him with any more or less than is normal. Go play the game. Go win the game.
Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Rolling, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The sack there by Roquan Smith.
A loss of 5 yards. It's 2nd down.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. The Pro Bowl wideout Julio Jones is intended receiver. But now it'll be 3rd down.
He certainly had a good game throwing the ball so far, but I think he was trying to take that from good to great with that throw, trying to get one downfield.
Looking deep for Julio, and almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Defensively, a bit of a collapse, allowing the 4th down play to result in 23 yards. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
He'll try and run it. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark it down at the 9. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
Now, those are the ones that hurt defensively. You do everything right. Excellent pressure, good coverage downfield, and then he slips out the back door and turns it into a nice gain.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Austin Hooper, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Dolphins add on to their lead. He was on point throwing the ball right there. He had the big play to get him down close, and then he delivers a touchdown pass on 1st and goal.
And you mentioned the big play that got him down close. I think that big play left them reeling a little bit. They didn't recover from it. And you know they always talk about having to have a short memory on defense after a big play against you. Looks like their memory was a little too long there.
Is good.
Extra point right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Takes it at the 7. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
At their own 26-yard line.
There he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. In 2nd quarter, they're down big already. He's struggling as well. They've got to find something here. He's got to find something on this drive.
And sometimes you take on all that extra pressure on yourself, and maybe you have to disperse it a little bit. Lean on some other people, lean on your teammates, find someone who can take the pressure off and get the ball in their hands for a while.
Or this, if he doesn't, this is getting out of hand, or it could get worse. Now a nice throw here, right side. He hauls it in. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 12 yards there and a 1st down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Operating from the gun. Weeks. Oh, he's got a little daylight. There he goes right side. And he will score. Touchdown, Miami. That pick 6 extending this lead even further. And boy, it's been a while since I've seen a team struggle this badly in the first half.
I think all they want to do is get to the locker room, try and regroup, and come out to start the 3rd quarter. But if things don't improve fast then, I think the backups get a lot of play in the 2nd half.
Point after, right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. From the 6. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. He's got to dig deep here, doesn't he? Team's losing. He's not playing well either.
And they always tell you, don't press. You'll make things a little bit worse. But in this particular situation, you try and heighten your play a little bit. So far, he's thrown one interception. He wants to balance that off with at least one touchdown pass in order to get his team back moving forward.
Back to the air on second down. Weeks. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up third down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. On the counter, here's Jones. And he will be marked down short of the first as they get to him at the 29. It'll be a gain of 5, and the punt team will now come out on 4th down.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
This is taken at the 15. Wiggles free. Still going. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. The NFL season going to be about 2/3 complete after this weekend, so lots to get to as we check out what's going on here in Week 11. We'll get started over at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta. And it's the Jets who have the lead with that one getting close to halftime. The Jets looking to sew that one up, and they look to be in pretty good shape. Next, we head north to Philly to check on the Eagles at home at Lincoln Financial Field. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Minnesota Vikings. Carson Wentz has thrown a touchdown pass.
No, I'm not mad at you for skipping halftime, but can I just have a sip of water real quick? Please, thank you.
Set to kick off.
All right, let's go. Taken in at the 3. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. Now, big reason why. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, second down. He's going to take off with it. He turned that into a nice gain, gets him 8 yards closer for third down.
Taken down at the 43-yard line. A gain of 8 yards. And it's third down.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A big run there, 29 yards and a first.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it, and it took the ball off course. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Hands it off out of the gun. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to him back.
Third down.
Back to throw. Madden. And that will be incomplete.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on 3rd down and bring up what for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
On 4th down, Madden, he'll buy some time right. And that is going to be incomplete. It was Roquan Smith who got his big hand in there to knock it away. Well, their first 4th down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be...
The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down.
Taken down and sacked.
What a nice read and play by the defensive tackle. Never bought the play-action fake. Went right for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Looking to throw. Weeks. And this will be incomplete.
Well, as we get ready for 3rd down, let's go back and recap here. The sack on the first play of this drive, that threw a wrench in what they were trying to accomplish because they were compelled to throw the ball on 2nd down. A running play was not in the work.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Dolphins have got it.
Trey Hendrickson.
But that's a down and distance coaches always talk about trying to avoid, isn't it? I mean, that's 3rd and long, and you just know they're pinning their ears back and coming after him, sometimes even with extra pressure.
And he knew that. I mean, he knew they were coming. He just fumbled it. Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7. Roquan Smith able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
On any 1st and goal, the real estate to work with for the offense is really cut down, and the defense knows it. So they often bring heat and pressure, which they did on this play. Got him down for a loss. Not a big one, but any loss of yardage in this position is tough for an offense.
Flushed out right. This will be caught at about the 5. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Julio Jones with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Dolphins use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6.
Is good.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that will extend this big lead.
It's 3.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Dolphins defensive unit now. They've got a good thing going. Probably not too much set on the sideline other than let's just do more of the same.
I like the way that you coach. I mean, I think most guys love that. I mean, they really do. When things are going well, you don't need to say a whole lot. You don't have to talk about changes or different things that go along with that. Just keep playing to that level. Keep the intensity up. And that formula was working very well.
Yeah, you like my coaching?
I do.
Get on the bench, Davis.
I'll play for you anytime except for when you yell that.
Back to the ground, this time with Jones. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
The quarterback sack. A fumble.
Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. He has been on his A game. We're in the 3rd quarter. He's already in search of touchdown pass number 5.
He's played so well that it's hard for me to take my eyes off of him, even when he's not on the...
That's caught inside the 20. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 39 yards there, a big one.
I'm seeing a lot of guys shaking their heads on defense right now, particularly in the secondary. And when you see that going on, that is never a good sign. But it's understandable. They've been shredded so far.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
He's not going to get me. Mike 51. Mike 51. Silver.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
And there's a good opportunity to just went awry there. A drop pass. I guess that's why they call them running backs and not catching backs.
A 2nd and 10 now. 3rd quarter action from Foxborough. To throw again. Madden. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. The Dolphin passing game rolling here. They've got another 1st down.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good, soft in spots. And there's an easy throw and catch for another 1st down.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And somehow he's going to get a yard out of this as he fought through that first contact. It's 2nd down. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play,
and they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line.
2nd goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football. Had to eat it and ended up on the ground.
Sliding out of the pocket. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
The quarterback.
And it appears to me that someone's defensive coordinator is jockeying for a raise. A sack on 2nd and goal, a sack on 3rd and goal. Now brings up a decision on 4th down.
That is caught inside the 5. A great open field tackle is going to stop him shy of the goal line. They get the completion but cannot push forward into the end zone, and that will force a turnover on downs. New England with a 1st down as they begin the drive. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. And he will forge his way forward only up to the 2-yard line. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
2nd and 9.
They'll go again to Jones. And he'll take this up to about the 7 or 8 yard line. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, got to make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
And a big hook up here to Whalen. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. Throwing on 1st down. Weeks throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Devin Asiasi there. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 10.
Throwing again. Weeks. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. He can't bring him down.
The weight room does work.
The quarterback taken down and sacked.
Call it luck or skill, whatever the case is, they're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you retain possession, that's all you're looking for.
The good news, they kept the ball. Bad news, it's 3rd and long. From the gun, Weeks. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Weeks pass intended for Will Fuller. Incomplete. Byron Jones on the coverage.
The Patriots send out their punter. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And he can't field it cleanly. It's loose. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 30.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now. So now the Dolphins set to take over on offense. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off. A nice looking play to start the drive down the middle and complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this. The left side completion to Jones. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. They've got it 1st and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. They seemingly just continue to score at will. And as great as it's been for the offense, you got to feel for that defense down there.
I love how you use the word will, because both teams came into the game with the will to win. But one team has obviously imposed its will on the other and broken them. Because what we're seeing right now, wow, that's a defense that's in tatters after what they faced in this ball game.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And a short kick taken at about the 16. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
At their own 27-yard line.
Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
The quarterback sacked.
Able to fall on it, but look where they recovered it. That's a big loss.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
And that is incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Not too shabby here. This will skip out of bounds at about the 12-yard line.
At their own 12-yard line.
Miami set to take over. They're looking at a third straight win here if they can hold on. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Watch 98. Watch 98. 98's the mic. Check pass. Check pass.
That one looks like he'll throw here. He's going to let one fly. It got his man complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Give him 32 on the play. That is catch number 300 now for his NFL career. Just like that, out of danger and up past the 40 now for 1st and 10.
51's the mic. 51.
Back to throw. Madden. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 16 more on that one and another 1st down.
Now they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? Now a play fake here on 1st down. Eluding the pressure right. And now he's going to use his legs. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
Brings up 2nd and 1.
They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard.
Pick your game up. Right here, guys. Fight 51. Fight.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Well, partner, this QB said that he was putting the war of words behind him, but do you think that that'll change now that his team is leaving the stadium with a W?
Well, we'll find out about it pretty soon, won't we? Right now, the press conference is going to take place, and everyone's going to be asking about what was leading into the game. I know we're going to be logged in on our way to the airport to try and listen to some of this and find out exactly what was said in the aftermath of what we saw leading into this game.
So that'll do it. For my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry, I'm Brandon Gaughan. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. And with that, we say so long from Foxborough.
Won't you get down with me, down with me, down with me? Oh, you down with me, down with me, down with me. Won't you get down with me, down with me, down with me? Oh, you down with me, down with me. I got a crowd wrapping around all town.
I thought things were behind us after the win in our first meeting. When I found out this dude was running his mouth again, calling our win a fluke, I just couldn't believe it. Even though I felt like it was foolish for him to be running his mouth again, I knew how respected he was in that locker room. So if he was feeling bold, he meant his teammates were going to be ready to play on Sunday.
Today, from Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, Florida, it's Week 13 of the NFL on EA Sports.
Much of the country is struggling under cold temps and some of that white stuff. No such troubles here at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Today, we've got an AFC East matchup between the New England Patriots and the Miami Dolphins. Taken at the 15, a short kick. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. So here come the Patriots to take over on offense. And they will be led out by their 6'6" quarterback. This is Sony Michel. He grew up a few miles north of here. Now he's able to break through one tackle, but it slowed him down enough that he could only manage getting back to the line of scrimmage.
No gain on
They had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Off the draw, here's Michel. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
Michel, the ball carrier. He's brought down at the 30.
Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that.
And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. Uchenna Nwosu able to record his 5th sack of the season. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
And once again, the Dolphin defense holds firm as they'll stop him behind the line of scrimmage.
Defensively, he has been a presence in their backfield in the first half. Had a sack earlier, and now he comes up with a big tackle for a loss.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Weeks. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Dolphins have got it.
The quarterback taken down. And
so here are the Dolphins now with excellent field position to start things out. And they'll be led out by the guy under center, Charles, their quarterback. From the 2, here's 1st and goal. Following the fumble recovery. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Partner, this is almost an unwinnable spot for a defense. They have to come right out for a 1st and goal, trying to stop them. But let me hold on a second. Let me take that back real quick. They can win here if they force a field goal try. Still a long ways away from that happening, but that has to be what they're thinking right now.
And now 3rd and goal following incompletions on 1st and 2nd down. And he is in. Touchdown, Miami. A great effort there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Dolphins are going to take a 1st quarter lead.
But they decided to run it in and got it done on 3rd and goal. A lot of times that's a passing play.
The kicker just has to come out for the PAT. He can breathe a sigh of relief as well, right?
Although I don't know if he's really breathing a sigh of relief. I think he likes to put 3 points on his ledger.
And that makes it 7-0 Dolphins. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Pulls it in at the 13. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
So back onto the field come the Pats for their 2nd drive. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over. The other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
You know, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up.
2nd and 5.
To throw on 2nd down. Weeks. That's to his running back, Sony Michel. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
And it's 3rd down.
On 3rd down, here's Jones. And he's going to have a 1st down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line.
Jordan White.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you should have a few men in the box there.
And he's going to bull his way forward to the 48. Credit the tackle there to Uchenna Nwosu.
It's now 2nd and 6 at their 48-yard line.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Weeks. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But I think the Patriots are going to hang on to the football. They do. They get it back. Second time in this game, Charles, the ball has squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, we often talk about the combine and why do we measure quarterbacks' hands.
Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones.
Well, you can just see this one coming, couldn't you? It's an obvious passing situation, 3rd and long. The defense is going to bring in 2 more defensive backs and say, you want to throw? Go ahead. We dare you. And there's just no one open anywhere as they come away with the interception.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Here we go. Here we go.
Throwing to start the drive. Madden. He completes it to Julio Jones. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Julio Jones. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Dolphins are able to grow their lead.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
Extra point right down the middle, and that'll make the score 14-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Pulls it in at the 13. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Here again comes the captain of this offense leading his crew back. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And they're in an early hole. First drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
Trey Hendrickson, the one who gets him on the ground.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. Pretty good running there, 9 yards. Sets up a 3rd and 1.
And that's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
14. Patriots nothing.
New England on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Just enough to get the first down there with a 1-yard pickup.
A gain of 1 yard. First down, Patriots.
On first down, Weeks. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Byron Jones. The quarterback is sacked.
So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble lost.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but if the other team doesn't get it, that's a huge difference in the ball game.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
And here's a good way to kick off a drive, complete over the middle. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 25 yards that time. Well, folks, once again, the fireworks have begun to go off before the teams even entered the stadium for this one. You had some overactive fingers on social media, if you will, and that continued to make this one of the most public and personal feuds in the NFL.
And remember back in the day, if you got your comeuppance from starting something like this, if you talked trash and got beat previously, you didn't talk trash before the next game, but that...
And he will score. Touchdown, Miami. It's their quarterback with touchdown number 15 on the year and 2nd of the game. But the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage. So simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Taken from about the 12. The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
The Patriots take over first and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
Now we get a peek at the captain of this offense heading back out there. Bottom line, he's got to figure things out. He's completed 3 passes, but 2 of them have been to the wrong team so far.
And when we talk about the best quarterbacks, we're usually talking about touchdown to interception ratio, aren't we? And 2 to 1 is acceptable, but the top line guys, 3 to 1 or better is what they're looking for. Now we're talking about interceptions versus completions. That's not a ratio should ever be in any discussion.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Looking to throw. Weeks. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December. Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake, after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. A big run there, 29 yards and a first. They just look like they're having fun out there. Big lead. There's another big play on the big run. I mean, they can't be stopped. And he's going to bowl his way into the end zone for the Dolphins score. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Dolphins add on to their lead. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. I get some more. And it'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
25-yard line.
Now this offense trotting back onto the field. Let's turn our attention here to Ronald Jones. They haven't been able to get him on track. They haven't been able to get this offense on track. No points so far.
Maybe it's time to start doing a few different things. Throwing the ball a little bit.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But I think the Patriots are going to hang on to the football. They do. They get it back.
The quarterback sack.
Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered because had the defense gotten it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
Yeah, and then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
T. Higgins was the intended target, and it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. In trouble in the Bulls, and this will be recovered at least by the offense, but he'll be taken down in the end zone, and that is going to be a safety. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll send you up to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there, and he'll have stats and scores from a busy Sunday in the NFL. Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. He's thrown for a touchdown pass, and he's run for one so far.
When you're able to watch a guy perform at a high level and do it in multiple ways, yeah, arm, legs, he really helps his team in a big way. You've got to think that they feel great about where they are in this ball game, and they feel even better about him leading their team.
Now he's hoping to put them into a better spot after this drive. And now off to the races down the right side. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Auden Tate, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And this offense continues to pour it on.
Okay, we need to double check here with Marvin because he keeps all of our good stats, but what I've got is 5 drives, 5 touchdowns, and they've got a nice, healthy lead.
Well, after the first drive, we thought things might be clicking. They're really clicking at this point. They're clicking about as much as they can click.
And right
I just said click a lot.
Yes, you did, but that's okay because the guy who's coordinating the defense, trying to slow them down,
Good luck.
he's going to have hair that looks like mine very soon. Not much of it.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
At their own 22-yard line.
And this offense trotting back onto the field. Let's turn our attention here to Ronald Jones. He's just been looking for some space. Yeah, I'm not going to pin it on him or the offensive line, but they need to get this run game going better.
Sometimes you just have to credit the defense. They came in with a plan themselves. So I think now you try and mix things up a little bit. Get the ball in the hands of some other people, find some other playmakers, but always let the defense believe that he's still a threat.
I was going to say, don't forget about it.
No, don't take him totally out of the game.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. To throw again. Weeks. Fuller brings it in over the middle. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Now they got to get to the line quickly. And this is going to be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down.
This offense has definitely been slow getting out of the gate. It's almost like they missed their wake-up call for this one. No points on their first 2 possessions, and now it's looking like none on this one either.
And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
There he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. And he's been good. 2 first-half touchdown passes, no interceptions so far.
Does a lot for your confidence. Does a great deal for your team. gives them a lead, and they're feeling really good about how they're playing. I think he expects to throw at least another one.
I was going to say, now he wants the first half hat trick, doesn't he?
Oh, without a doubt. Go ahead and fling him on the field, folks. He wants that type of celebration.
Julio Jones all alone. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Julio Jones, an 80-yard touchdown as his guys continue to pour it on. One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
And the route is on here in this first half. Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Taken from about the 12. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. He struggled. His team has struggled. You talked to me a lot about looking to your leaders. Maybe it's time for him to put his mark on this game.
Agreed, and how that has to happen is somehow he's got to flush out everything that's happened so far and almost start over and get back to that confident level and know that he can play the game, because so far this has been a real struggle.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got the interceptions, trying to turn it around. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. The intended receiver, Sony Michel, and it's third down. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. And that's knocked away and incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
It's a foot race. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Talk about flipping the script. That punt return 86 yards. And the Dolphins have got it on cruise control.
Well, it certainly feels like that kind of game, doesn't it? No matter what they do, it's going to work. That might be the absolute crusher right there. A punt return for a touchdown.
Feels like there's been a lot of crushers in this game. This lead just gets bigger. And the route is on here in this first half. So his big play capability in full display there as he's able to return that punt for a touchdown. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Now this will make it into the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now the Patriots will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Gets this into the hands of N'Keal Harry. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves them with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Operating from the gun. Weeks looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Fuller. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 6 yards on the pickup, and the Patriots will get a new set of downs. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. A final shot before break. Weeks. He's going to float this over the middle, deep. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
Well, certainly they haven't had the ideal first half, but there's some momentum for them to take into halftime.
Yeah, and it might not be that wild momentum, that you see sometimes when they score late and teams go sprinting off and the whole deal. No, it might not be that, but it does give them a better feeling about themselves and what they can accomplish in the second half.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. We're starting to get near the home stretch of this NFL season. It's Week 13. So let's get an update on what's going on. From there, let's stay in the Midwest and head down to Kansas City to check on the Chiefs at Arrowhead. And you can see there it's the visiting Colts who have the lead in that one. Jameis Winston has thrown a touchdown pass. Finally, let's get down to the Bayou. Check on the Saints at home at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. And they trail in that one as it's the visiting 49ers who are out in front. Jimmy Garoppolo with 3 touchdown passes. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Dolphins in front, and they'll be in possession of the football first as the second half gets started. That'll be taken about a yard deep. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. Getting set to go again on offense. We get a peek at Julio Jones now. He's having a day here in quarter number 3. Over 100 yards, couple touchdowns. Every receiver's hope for when they head into that game in the National Football League.
And his team is loving what he...
And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way down to the 26.
That's good.
It's a big play there for Miami. 42 yards. What a game it's been for this duo.
They remind me of a good comedy team. They know how to play off of each other so well. No matter how one riffs, the other's right there to pick them up, and they are shredding them in this ball game.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging into our second half blowout material. And to give this time to the tailback. Taking it right down Broadway. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. A great effort there. 26 yards. As his guys continue to put this one out of reach. He keeps carrying the ball into the end zone, and in this one, he's sort of carrying the team on his back.
He's the reason that they lead right now. No question about it. And you talk about on his back, he's not minding the extra weight at all, is he? Carrying that just as lightly as he does the football. Yeah, what a great performance so far.
Those 3 touchdowns, he's got him in the lead. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. 1 play, 2 plays, touchdown. That's all it took there. A very short and sweet drive that got him in the end zone. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will make it into the end zone, and it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. Here comes the Patriots offensive unit. They'll have it first here to begin the third quarter. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30.
Jones brought him down.
They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there.
And it's third down.
From the gun on third down. Weeks. And that will be incomplete.
Well, coming into this one, we expected that this offense would have trouble with this defense, and that's exactly the way that this game has gone. Pressure in his face. Coverage downfield has been tight. That led to another incompletion. This defense, they're exactly who we thought they were coming into this one.
And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line.
Their own 6 yards.
Absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows their punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. They are clicking on all cylinders. They seem to be just scoring at will right now, and that's why they've opened up this big lead.
Now, we always talk about getting into the zone, and all athletes are seeking that, aren't they?
Julio Jones all alone. The 20, 10, and he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Julio Jones, 94 yards. And the Dolphins just continue to pour it on. And I think it's safe to say we won't call many touchdown passes longer than that this year, partner.
No, I would agree with that totally. And right now, you're looking at an offensive coordinator. Conservative would not go next to his name. Risk taker, definitely, because he valued the opportunity to create a big play against what could have been disaster if they end up getting sacked or fumbling the ball in the shadow of their own goal line.
And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Pulls it in at the 13. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
At their own 29-yard line.
New England trying to get a place on offense. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. On second down, it's Jones. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 11 yards there, first down.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game.
You ain't doing nothing today.
Now a first down carry. It's Michelle. And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8.
Now a draw play. This is Jones. And 3 yards there. Takes him to the 45.
The ball carrier.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And the throw there going to be incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
He gets this away as he'll wisely, I'd say, angle this to the sideline.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10. at their own.
And now let's discuss Julio Jones. A monster game so far, third quarter. He is lighting up the stat sheet.
And so many times when you see these types of games, you hear about the quarterback, or we talk about the quarterback throwing guys open, putting it in the right spot. How about some credit for the receivers,
Absolutely.
though, who find ways to get open, whether they uncover late in a route or they get open early, but they just always find a way. And he's having that type of a game.
Yeah, he's been nearly impossible to cover. Rolling to his left. Throw left side complete. That's Jones. Julio Jones all alone. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Julio Jones, 72 yards. And this offense is running away with this one. And let's count them up now. 1, 2, 3, 4 touchdown receptions for him in this game.
And just one shy of the NFL record. What a great performance. Going up and catching the football, creating space, and finding the end zone. That's what it's all about.
And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Those are the kind of drives they like on offense, from the coordinator to the quarterback, the line, everybody. One play drive and into the end zone for 6. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
18-yard line.
The Patriots offense now, they work their way back onto the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Watch the slant. 155. You must be getting tired of seeing me.
To throw on second down. Weeks throwing middle, but it's incomplete. N'Keal Harry was the intended target, and it'll bring up third down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Boy, how good has this defense been seemingly all game long?
I really think right from the first snap, I think you're really onto something there. In this passing game, it just can't get off the ground. And that play, it wound up losing yardage.
And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 35 yards on the return. Picked up some good blocks as well. And the Dolphins will begin this drive in great field position, 1st and 10. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. On 1st and 10, Madden steps away to his left. Over the middle, complete to Tate. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action.
Third quarter.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Patriots 7.
And he'll give it here to his running back. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short.
He's tackled at the 7-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches.
Escaping the pressure, and he will score. Touchdown, Miami. It's their quarterback. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And this offense continues to pour it on as that lead just swells and swells. Look, this has been dominance in all 3 phases, offense, defense, and special teams.
So don't we have to give a lot of credit, not just to what we've seen today, but the preparation in advance, coaching staff, commitment by the players to the game plan, and being ready to go in this one? You're exactly right. Clean sweep. And, boy, they're going to celebrate this one after it's over.
And on the other side, this is the game film you just flush and never go back and review. This will make it into the end zone. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. And now out come the Patriots. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. T. Higgins was the intended target, but it'll be second down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing again. Weeks. And that's complete to the tight end, Devin Asiasi. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Second down pass play got him 8 yards. Now they've got a 3rd and a couple remaining. And that is incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
The Patriots send out their punter. He's been terrific so far. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line. Now, if you're a fan of punting, this game's for you. He's been out there quite a bit. That one maybe his best yet.
Yeah, he certainly got his leg loose by now. It kind of reminds me of my college football coach, John Majors. He loved the punting game because he liked the positioning, the field position, and he loved to play defense.
Watch 98. Watch 98. 98's the mic. I got you. I got you, son. I got you, son.
Throwing on first down. Madden, flush to his right. Over the middle, complete. That's Tate. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards. Now they can breathe a little easier, some room to operate as they've got it 1st and 10 now out past the 20. They'll roll him out right. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. D. Ford, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Now then after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. And here is a leaping catch. He pulled it in. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
And brings up 3rd down.
From the gun on 3rd down, Madden. And that will be incomplete.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
The Dolphins will send out the punter now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Yeah, that'll cross midfield here, not by much. Out of bounds just on the other side of the 50.
At their own 40.
The Patriots ready to get the football back. Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest.
Let's get it together, defense. Let's get it together.
On first down, Weeks. Pass incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. And his throw here's incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Devin Asiasi there. And it's 3rd down. New England on 3rd down. They've converted just twice and have had plenty of opportunities. This is 3rd and 10. He's letting this one go for Fuller. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. picked off inside the 10. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And guys, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws.
And a most curious way there to burn some clock. That was wild. And at the end of all that, it winds up a safety. All right, Charles, help me out here. Fourth quarter, you've got the lead, and you run backwards into the end zone. You're just trying to do too much.
I almost don't have words for it. But, you know, every coach that we talk to talks about running backs or people running the football, running north-south, getting upfield. He went way in the opposite direction, and that's going to cost his team.
Yeah, it cost him big time. Still leading, but it costs him. Now the Patriot offense set to take over again. Very good starting position for the Patriot offense as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. But now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
His throw incomplete. T. Higgins was the intended target, and it's 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. From the gun, Weeks got his man. That's Harry. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49.
A gain of 14.
That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a 1st down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Patriots with a football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here.
10 yards.
He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his 2nd catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him. And what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, you know, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their 3rd corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on a man-to-man and try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing it up, give him different angles, different looks, like a good boxer does.
Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
That keeps the score.
Well, I was watching him in warm-ups, and he hit a 62-yarder that hit the crossbar and went over. This one a little bit inside of that, but not enough leg.
And the difference is what?
Well, your live conditions, right?
Live conditions, game conditions are a whole lot different than practice, where you just pop it up there, no rush, no pressure. I think maybe that takes a couple yards away from you when you have to do it when it's real.
And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, 2nd down. To throw again. Madden flushed out right. And he almost intercepted it. They haven't picked a ball off yet. That probably should have been their first. And it's 3rd down now. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Back to throw. Madden eluding the pressure right. He can run for it, and he will. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the 1st down on a 13-yard run. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That's good for 21 yards and a 1st down.
And having built that kind of a lead, they're able to do whatever they want right now. All momentum on their side, especially now running the football.
Yeah, you talk about a defense being on their toes. They don't know what's going to hit them next at this point.
No, they went from toes to heels, and they're trying to figure out how to get back to the toes part.
And he'll be out of bounds. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit them, but now they got to get. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, there's just about a minute left in this game, and they're still taking it to the end zone. And you know they could have taken a knee there, but they decided to play this one all the way out. And I think their philosophy is, we're going to give you everything we've got. If we just go ahead and take a knee now, we're actually showing you disrespect that way, like taking pity on you. They're not about to do that to their opponent.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead will swell by one more. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards. So the Patriots coming out now. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything...
And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Raekwon McMillan in there with pressure yet again. That is the 7th time that they have dropped him here this afternoon. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Operating from the gun, Weeks. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left.
Intended for N'Keal Harry. Incomplete.
The Patriots send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Let's take it inside his own 40. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before we hit 000. Good starting field position for the Dolphins as they have it 1st and 10 at their own 44. Being chased out left. It's caught inside the 25. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. And CD, if we're talking about regular season accomplishments, few things bring a greater amount of satisfaction than completing that 2-game sweep over your division rival.
Well, this has to feel good for the entire team and for the organization. But think about how great this has to feel for this offense and the starting quarterback in particular. The subject of so much scrutiny and criticism from this specific opponent, and now they've come out victorious 2 consecutive games against them. Break out the brooms. That's a sweep.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. The Dolphins are winners here as we say so long from South Florida.
Flag on the play.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a flag on the play.
Yeah, yeah.
Flag on the play.
Hold up.
That's a flag on the play. Let's go.
Touchdown, I just scored a whole bucket. I just dropped the bag on the tag, ain't nothing. Make 'em throw a flag when I pass, come through stunning. Call me tired, girl, and hit the hole, then I'm running. Get money, you ain't tryna get that second flag on the play. Hating from the sideline, a flag on the play. Like Julio with them Falcons, I just made a play. In the red zone, going strong, watch me shake and bake.
Let's go.
I just took off with that rock, just like Tyreek Hill. I just count 100 racks, that's a whole field. He don't want no championship, get him out of here. I just got a set, like I run up in the backfield. I just got a set, like I ran up on a quarterback. Shake and bake, make a play just like a quarterback. We ain't worrying about no formers, we ain't staying there. Running off the block, yeah, I'm something like a linebacker. I got juice like a Fanta, how you like it?
How you like it?
I'm on purple, I'm on yellow like a Viking.
Like a bike.
All these plays that I'm catching. catching, I done gone crazy. I do my thing, 6 range, just like Tom Brady. Touchdown, I just scored a whole bucket. I just dropped the bag on the tag, ain't nothing. Make 'em throw a flag when I pass, come through stunning. Call me tired, girl, it hit the hole, then I'm running. Get money, you ain't tryna get that second flag on the play. Hating from the sideline, a flag on the play. Like Julio with them Falcons, I just made a play. In the red zone, going strong, watch me shake and bake. I'm in the field like a panther, I done up the standards. Like Michael Vick in Atlanta when it's time to scramble. Neck full of water, call me Black Bridgewater. Lamar Jackson, how I throw them Ravens across the border. Hold up, you know I'm a touchdown with the sack. Run up the hole like a running back on the play. Intercept the pack like a safety, you boys ain't shake the play. That's a flag on the play. Let's go. Touchdown, I just scored a whole bucket. I just dropped the bag on the tag, ain't nothing. Make 'em throw a flag when I pass, come through stunning. Call me tired, girl, it hit the hole, then I'm running. Get money, you ain't tryna get that second flag on the play. Hating from the sideline, a flag on the play. Like Julio with them Falcons, I just made a play. In the red zone, going strong, watch me shake and bake. Let's go.
Automatic is a habit, you should know it's automated. I've been getting to it, I ain't noticed y'all was hating. Brand new chick, she don't know the occupation. I just wanna know that I can hold a conversation. Oof, I don't know what y'all debating. I've been waiting for you, now I'm running out of patience. Running up a check, trying to run an operation. Went broke in the check and put 100 out of savings in. I can tell now that you ain't talking about nothing. I'ma need something I can calm down from. I'm gonna pull it with the bar down.